Hi everyone, my name is Matt Larson. I'm a finance major, and when I was choosing what book to do for this project, it was real easy to me. Saw this one on the list, The Warren Buffett Way, Investment Strategy of the World's Greatest Investor, and immediately knew what I was going to do my project on. I'm a finance major. I love, again, I enjoy investments. I enjoy the fact that you can earn as much as you really set your heart to. You work hard and you play hard. I'm a really firm believer in that mentality, and I mean Warren Buffett, as the world's greatest investor, has surely worked his share. And if you ask me, he definitely deserves to play a little harder. But again, that's another story. We have Warren Buffett here. Pictured a few years ago. He's now 81 years old. He's Omaha, Nebraska native, and many people wouldn't have thought that he would become the third richest man in the world, earning $39 billion, having a net worth of $39 billion. Again, being this far from Wall Street and New York City. But growing up, he always had a knack for investments. He's always looking for investment possibilities. In middle school, he bought refurbished pinball machines for about $25 a piece, and once he eventually had 7 of them in barbershops and other little stores around town, he was bringing home about $50 a week. So quick return on his investment. And then in high school, he stepped it up a notch a little bit when, with a high school buddy, they bought a Rolls Royce for $350 and then would rent it out for the day for $35. I mean, both these investments were getting real quick returns on their money, and again, he had a knack for it at a young age. Warren Buffett, big thing about him is that he's against extravagant purchases. I mean, he's 81 years old, but he has $39 billion, and he still has the house that he bought in 1957. That's crazy. I mean, people with half his fortune, a quarter of his fortune, they own islands, they own mega yachts, they own crazy things. But again, he's always against that. He just recently purchased a private corporate jet, and he still, to this day, admits that he's very ashamed of that purchase and just doesn't respect himself for doing so. Because of this, he's created an overall image and is often referred to as the value investor. The value investor, when he's looking at investments and companies to put his money into, he looks at companies with strong management and at companies that will work well with his investment money and even make that money grow like he would want to. Again, he looks at the overall shape of the company. He doesn't look at their quick last quarter review and make his decisions off that. He looks up there from the time that they got started and figured out how they've grown since then and see if there's any more possibilities to grow. Again, he's not looking for the short-term fads, the quick little gimmicks that many investors like to do for the day traders or stuff like that. He wants stuff for the long term and make as much money as he can. One of these things that's interesting about Warren Buffett and his investment strategy is that he's very big against any tobacco companies. And to do that right now in this day and age where 2008, 2009, stocks such as Altria and Philip Morris have been some of the best returning stocks in both their share price and dividends, is a large feat, because again, these are some of the best stocks of the past couple of years. And he's just against those for ethical reasons, against these companies for ethical reasons, as well as the reason that he feels that just the tobacco industry in general is just going down and won't be around for much longer. Reading this book and now having more of a marketing background, I thought and started seeing it from a different perspective, in that how they call Warren Buffett the best investor, but he could also be arguably the best marketer, because again, the main goal of a marketer is to create value for your product. And I don't see anyone who's really created more value for such a product, for any product, than Warren Buffett and his company Berkshire Hathaway. Because I mean, his investment, since he has never paid any dividends and never had a stock split, his Class A shares of Berkshire Hathaway are over $105,000, which is amazing to think about. And then another way I thought about marketing and how Warren Buffett uses it is a kind of a backward sense, in that he researches the companies based on their management and their financial analyst numbers. But then yeah, he's coming from the behind and not seeing and looking past what all the consumers are presented with. He doesn't care about the flashy commercials. He just cares about the nitty-gritty and if they're making money or not. And by doing this, he's really set the standard for the investor, for any future investor. He's 81 years old, looking very close to retirement here. He's looking for predecessors, and has like second richest man in America, and I think Forbes listed him as the 33rd most influential person in the world right now. I think those are some very big shoes to fill. And that's Warren Buffett.